Hello everyone, it's Heidi and welcome to this week's episode of Baby Names Sunday. Today's list has been highly requested by so many of you. So today I will be sharing a list of baby names inspired by precious gems, stones, and metals. This trend that has been really rising recently has always kind of been a really big favorite of many. You know, there's girl names, popular ones like Pearl and Jade for girls, or for boys, there's even names like Garnet or even Clay. Now, these names in general have been pretty classic and timeless over the past few years, but today I wanted to share some new ones, or maybe some ones that are a little bit more unique and rare. But before I get into today's list, if you guys haven't already subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button down below, and please go check me out over on Instagram. And if you need another baby name resource, I do have my blog, which is babynamesunday.com. All right, let's get into today's list of baby names inspired by precious gems, stones, and metals. First name on today's list is not a direct gemstone or stone name. It has it in the meaning, so I wanted to include a couple of those as well. So this is the name Hazina, spelled H-A-Z-I-N-A, Hazina. Now this is a beautiful African and Arabic rooted name meaning treasure or precious stone. This particular name is actually used in quite a few Swahili speaking countries, but it was a one-hit wonder in 2008 and vanished ever since. Next up, a really cool one on the boy side is the name Flint. So F-L-I-N-T, Flint. I've been liking this as like a kind of like a quirky, really rough and tough kind of boy's name. Flint is made of quartz and was used in the past actually to make tools and fires. I love how it has that kind of chunk of history to it, and I feel like it almost sounds like a vintage name to me, Flint. It's in the 2000s right now, actually just over the 2500s, so it definitely is more of an unusual name, but I can see this one being a rising star in the years to come. Okay, we are switching things up a bit. This is definitely a gender neutral name here. It could work for absolutely anyone, and that is the name Cayenne, spelled K-Y-A-N, Cayenne. Now this is derived from kyanite, which is a beautiful blue gemstone that can be black, orange, or even green. So it definitely could be a multitude of different colors, and it also is said to have powers of logical thinking and healing to those that hold it or wear it. So I thought that was super, super cool. You'll see a lot of those really kind of spiritual meanings behind these gemstone names, as they, you know, are said to have these powers and just this really great energy about them. It's ranked for both boys and for girls, a little bit more rare on the boy side, but definitely unique for both. All right, sticking on the unisex side here, I have the name Johari, spelled J-O-H-A-R-I, Johari. Nickname Joe. Like, I think this is super sweet if you're wanting maybe to honor a Joe in the family. Really is a really nice I-ending name for either or. It's both Arabic and Swahili from Persian, meaning jewel or gemstone. It's also ranked only for boys right now, but was ranked in the past, I think it was maybe 2009 for girls. Next up, we have a couple girls' names here next. So first off, we have the name Mina, spelled M-E-E-N-A, Mina. Now, isn't this such a sweet, sweet girl's name? You can do the nickname like Mimi or Minnie. I think it's absolutely adorable. It's actually Hindi originated, meaning blue semi-precious stone. It's in well over the 3000s right now, so just like many of the other ones on this list, definitely very unique. Then another option here for the girl side, a little bit more familiar, I have the name Hermione, so H-E-R-M-I-O-N-E, Hermione. Now, most of you guys know this is the main girl character in Harry Potter, in the Harry Potter series. I think this is just so sweet, and especially for this time of year. The name Hermione is Greek originated, meaning stone, well-born, and messenger. Now, even with it being a very popular, kind of almost like celebrity name, it's still ranking in the 1700s, and I think that says a lot for how usable it is. It's still rising, even though most people will relate it to Harry Potter. I would use this one in a heartbeat. I think it has a gorgeous meaning. It's Greek, one of my absolute favorite origins, and I think it's really, really sweet. I have a last name as a first name here for the boy side. I think it has such a vintage appeal to it, and this is the name Stanford. Spelled S-T-A-N-F-O-R-D, Stanford. I don't know why this name makes me smile so much. For nicknames, you can do Stan or Ford or Fordy. I think it's really super sweet. Maybe if you have a Stanley in the family, you could do Stanford. I think this is super cool. And this one is English originated, meaning stone Ford. Again, very uncommon. It's in the 6,000s, so definitely a really great surname as a first name for the boy side. Now, we are talking about one of my favorite gemstone names, and I really don't know what I would use it for, a boy or for a girl. So this is the name Onyx, spelled O-N-Y-X, Onyx. I think this is the coolest gemstone name. I don't know who for, maybe for a boy, I think I would use it more so, but has been rising on the girl side too. So it's a semi-precious black stone that emits protection, strength, focus, and willpower. Like, oh, I love these gemstone names so much. It's actually within the top 500s right now in 2021 for boys, and kind of making its way up on the girls side. So Onyx, super edgy and rugged, but has such a spiritual meaning behind it. Man, we have a lot of unisex names on this list. Okay, I have the name Takara. So T-A-K-A-R-A, Takara. Now this is a unisex Japanese name meaning treasure or jewel. Personally, Japanese names are complete guilty pleasures of mine, but I think you can have such a playful nickname with this one, Takara. You can do Tacky, Kara, I don't know, you can just do so much with it. Making our way back over to the boy side, I have the name Slate. Spelled S-L-A-T-E, Slate. So this is a more unusual gray rock name and has a very modern and edgy feel. Now with Onyx on the rise, there is a few other kind of newcomers that have been making their way as kind of replacements because of some other ones being a little bit too popular. Another idea here on the girl side, very subtle, but I didn't even know this was a crystal name. So it's the name Nepheline. So N-E-P-H-E-L-I-N-E, Nepheline. Guys, let me tell you how in love I have been with Nepheline. Like, how stunning is this? So it's a rare crystal name with very gentle energy about it. It's derived from the Greek name Nephili, meaning cloud. Absolutely amazing. And it's said to reveal the truths, nurture self-love, and promote the zest of life. Like, oh my goodness, for an unranked name, yes, an unranked name, especially with a lean or line ending name, this is just something else that you need to add to your list. So we were speaking of edgy names like Slate before. Another one here that's been making its way up is the name Jet, spelled J-E-T, Jet. Now, most people think that jet, you know, you think of an airplane, right? Jet is actually a black organic stone created from wood, and it's known to act as a purifier of negative energy. How cool. I really like jet for like a fall wintry baby. It has this kind of cool kind of feel to it, especially with it kind of representing black. I can actually see this making its way over to the girl spot just like Onyx did as well. Now, if you have made it this far in today's list, thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, I appreciate every moment that you watch my videos, and I hope to inspire you with all my names list. And make sure you guys are subscribed if you haven't already, and go check out my social medias as I'm always posting name content on there. All right, making our way back to the list. Next up, I have the name Citrine. So C-I-T-R-I-N-E, Citrine. It's a yellowish amber colored quartz, and its bright colors attract joy, prosperity, and radiates positive energy. I think this kind of has a relation to, you know, just this zest of life, this fruitiness, because it reminds me of like citrus, like oranges and lemons, limes. Has almost like a vintage sound to it too. And it's on the charts for the very first time this year in the 12,000. So how cool is that to be kind of like a newcomer? Welcome, Citrine, welcome. All right, we are going to switch things up on the boys' side here. I've actually seen a mama name their son recently from the UK, actually, with this name. So it's the name Axton, spelled A-X-T-O-N, Axton. Now this one's an English rooted name meaning swordsman's stone. This one in general just has an edgy medieval sound to it. It's in just over the 500s for boys, but I really love the nickname Axe. Time for a Z name on the list here. This one is almost like a sibling or a very similar name to Hazina. I have the name Zanira, spelled Z-O-N-I-R-A, Zonira. Now this one's both Muslim and Bengali, meaning precious jewel. Similar to Hazina, this one is completely unranked and has never been actually on the name charts. I really love finding new Z names for you guys because a lot of you guys really like those kind of XYZ names. So Zanira. What a great name to add to your list there. I have another girl's name before I move on to a unisex name. So this is the name Amethyst, spelled A-M-E-T-H-Y-S-T, Amethyst. This one I've mentioned a couple times, but it's one of those ones that I have to keep mentioning because I think it has this almost goddess sound to it. It's a violet type of quartz, which has long been a symbol of peace, cleansing, and calm energy. I also feel that during this time, this Halloween-y kind of October season, Amethyst would be a wonderful name for a girl. Next up, we have a unisex name here, kind of like a boy's name that's made its way to a unisex spot, and that's the name Copper, spelled C-O-P-P-E-R, Copper. I would use this in a heartbeat for a girl. I think that would be so cute. Who knew a metal name could be so cute? You know what I mean? Copper also represents the goddess of love, and the name was actually derived from the word Cyprus. So like the island of Cyprus was actually a big place to find copper. Few more names here left on the list. So next up we have the name Halden, spelled H-A-L-D-O-N, Halden. This one's Scandinavian rooted, meaning rock or stone. I feel like a lot of you guys would really enjoy this one with that O-N ending and that kind of soft H like Hollis or Holden. You have Halden. What do you guys think about that one? I think O-N ending names is going to be another trend in the upcoming years. We have a beautiful Persian name here. Absolutely beautiful. So this is the name Soraya, spelled S-O-R-A-Y-A, Soraya, or you could do Soraya, and this one's Persian rooted, meaning jewel. Whenever I think of this name, it's beautiful, it's elegant, and this one also sounds like a total goddess name. Third to last name on the list, and if you have a baby in November, this would be a perfect name. So this is the name Topaz, spelled T-O-P-A-Z, Topaz. It's a gemstone of many colors. A lot of the time it's like warm hues, kind of like oranges, reds, browns, and yellows, and it gives off this fiery energy of the sun, and it brings good fortune, love, passion, and purpose to those who wear it or those who hold it. So I think for a little November baby, especially with the transition from fall to winter, it really brings that warmth into those colder months. I should probably also point out that if you guys can see, it's in the 10,000s for boys and 12,000s for girls. So really, it's a completely unisex name that can work for anyone. All right, second to last name here. So I said names like Slate, Onyx, Jet. I have the name Steel, spelled S-T-E-E-L, Steel. This is another tough, kind of rough and tough name. It's a shiny metal name and a name fit for a definite strong spirit. It's also been another one of those metal names that are a little bit more uncommon than the others, but people have been looking at it for a more kind of masculine and really strong name for a boy. Steel. Then that brings me to my last name here. We are going from rough and tough steel to this sweet vintage classic Opal, spelled O-P-A-L, Opal. Honestly, I couldn't go through the list without mentioning this name because I feel like this is one of my favorite vintage names. It has been on the rise and has been kind of within the top 100s, top 300s for girls ever since the early 1900s. I think it was 1908 or something. So it's always been a part of our life. As I said, gemstone names, they never left. but now they're kind of on that rise again, you know, like 100 years after. It's making a comeback. Now, like I said, opal is a gemstone, and it's a gemstone that brings loyalty, faithfulness, love, and passion. Now, right now, it's sitting in the 700s. I don't see it getting out of the top 1000s whatsoever. I actually see it rising big time, especially next year. So super thrilled to see where all these names land, and I hope that I inspired you with some other kind of gemstone, stone, or metal inspired names for your baby name list. Make sure you guys comment down below your favorite precious gemstone, metal names, stone names, or names that have those in the meaning. I would love to see some other options there. You know, there is a ton right now, and I feel like a lot of parents are looking for this specific name. So please do so in the comments below. Write down your favorites. All right, I hope you guys have a fabulous Sunday, have a fabulous week, and I will see you back here next Sunday with another baby names list. Bye.